Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Tiffany and I've got Celeste Brooks with me today with Astrology by Celeste. And we are going to give you a very special free Tarot Friday together. Thank you, Celeste, for joining me. I know it's early in California.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Tiffany. I always like connecting with you.
You too. I'm like, yes, at least I've got Celeste this morning. Everything's going to be okay. you know, as you guys know, I found Celeste on her Instagram. She's got a really fun Instagram to watch. Whether you're new to astrology or it's an old trick for you, check out Astrology by Celeste on her Instagram, and also her website is astrologybyceleste.com. And I invited Celeste today because she wrote a beautiful article about the April eclipse, which is very pivotal. For me, it's happening in my 5th and 11th axis. But it is a very pivotal eclipse and during a very pivotal month of the year 2022. So I just wanted to, before we get started with the cards, invite you guys to join the membership at wiseskiescollective.com. Celeste is going to be giving her hot takes on your chart when you come to the live class. It's for members only. It's just $22 a month. And we're doing that class on April 13th at 6 o'clock Central Time. So hopefully that's a good time slot for you guys. And if you can't make it, we'll send the replay out, of course. So I'm using the Star Tarot. And Celeste, what deck do you have this morning?
I have the Oracle of Mystical Moments. I bought it after we did this together last time because I so loved her. Her name is Katrine Whitestein. I so loved the tarot deck you were using.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is
okay. Well, let's get into it. We're doing this under an Aries New Moon, and Celeste and I both had some wild dreams last night. So I'm curious if you guys did too. But I'm still very much in that realm. So let's just take a second to tune in and shuffle our decks for our Aries and just see what it is that our Aries friends need to hear this morning under their new moon. Clearing the deck for Aries. All right, and on my end, I get a King of Swords, and let's see, and a Six of Swords. And so this can be, to me, it's like when you're very, very certain about something, and you can almost get stuck in that certainty and not allow room for other truths to coexist, right? The Six of Swords sometimes is when we're looking in the wrong direction, or we're looking at what's happening that's wrong instead of looking forward. And so this could be a moment to tie up some loose ends, to be honest with yourself, and to just kind of stay the course. You know, that's how I would interpret this.
Love that. I pulled Abracadabra. So for Aries, this is your new moon. So it is your time to make magic. Put your intentions out there and then watch them manifest. I love it.
I want the Abracadabra card. That's cool, right? All right. And then let's check into our Taurus. Just clearing the deck for our Taurus. Let's clear and see what it is that our Taurus friends need to hear for just the weekend ahead. Some fun practical advice or guidance. Reflecting the wisdom of the cards back to you guys. All right, for our Taurus, I'm getting a Six of Pentacles and a Seven of Cups. And so this can be, you know, Seven of Cups I like getting, but not everybody likes getting it because it means that there's a lot of options. This is just a reminder that this is a choose your own adventure. You know, that there, what is it? Life is full of left and right turns, not left and wrong turns, right? So there's many options here. Sometimes we can get into a bit of an analysis paralysis. The Six of Pentacles is about generosity, and there's an unevenness to it. So you might need to be more generous this month, or you might need to ask for more help this month. It doesn't have to even out. We don't have to keep score, is what I would say. We don't have to keep score for our Taurus friends, and we've got a lot of options available to us.
Wow. And I pulled Home in the Sky. So it's like about adventure and wanderlust. I love this. And so for Taurus, there's going to be the first eclipse. I'm a Taurus sun in our sign on April 30th. So I feel like it's really a good time to make your home, your body, a safe haven, like really get enough sleep and all of this stuff to get ready for the adventure, Home in the Sky, of eclipse seasons, because you don't know what it's going to bring into your life. It can be a great beginning, a great ending coming in. So like being open, Uranus is in Taurus, being open to what awakening, what adventure is coming for you.
Right? There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. And then for our Geminis, so the eclipse is in 10 degrees of Taurus. Is that right?
Yes.
So
10 Taurus.
if you guys know where 10 Taurus is in your chart, that can help you get a little cosmic advantage figuring out which house it's in. And then maybe you can refer to Celeste's article for which axis that's on. All right, let's clear for our Geminis. The Magician fell out over here. Let me get a follow-up card. All right, so Geminis with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So we might expect some extra expenses. That's okay. You know, the Magician is about making, turning lead into gold. He usually has one hand up and one hand down. So this is a reminder, Geminis, that as you think, so shall you be. So if you're scared about finances, or if you're not sure what to do, or you're having some confusion, or things just don't seem clear financially, or if you feel like you're in this never-ending payment situation, right? This is a reminder to get on top of it by starting from the inside out. The Magician helps us to take care of our budgets by really honoring and respecting our finances as though it was a relationship and a person, right? So the Magician can help you have a new magical relationship with money. So that's one interpretation out there.
And I pulled, Can You Hear Me? So this card is also about communication. So if you're feeling lonely or adrift, give someone a call, connect with a friend, a sibling, whomever, a therapist. And Venus is going into the sign of Pisces on April 5th, which is wonderful. Venus is finally getting free of she's been beaten around, but it squares, Pisces squares Gemini, and Jupiter's in Pisces as well. So watch for overspending, watch for looking for release through indulgence. Instead, really figure out what is inside you that is needing some help. And yeah, through your words, maybe talk it out rather than through your wallet where you might have regrets.
I love that. Talk it out through your words instead of your wallet, right? You know, sometimes we need a little retail therapy, but just don't overdo it, Gemini. I really appreciate you bringing the astrology into the tarot too. It's like I wasn't really thinking about how, you know, that Jupiter square might be affecting, but absolutely it is affecting. Okay, let's clear for our Cancers. And so what's going on for our Cancers this weekend? Some practical advice or guidance. Wisdom from the cards. Too many fell out. Let's try again. I'm just clearing for our Cancers. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, we get the Four of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. All right, so some of our Cancers might be this feeling of being channeling energy in the wrong direction. This can be drained. You know, this can be like when you've overworked, or you've poured a lot of energy into a relationship, or you've poured yourself into something wholeheartedly. And so it feels like it's time to take a step back and refresh and rest. It's like, pat yourself on the back. You've done a good job, but maybe you're left feeling a little bit, you know, drained. So maybe this weekend would be a good time for you to recharge and fill your cup and make sure what you're going to pour your energy into next week is like on task for you.
I love that. I pulled Lullaby, which says the same thing. You need to rest and recharge. This Aries New Moon, Cancer, is squaring you. So squares are activating. I'd like use this dark moon to set the intentions and slowly come forth, but rest, and maybe put on some beautiful classical music or something as you're doing your rest. And get ready to recharge and re-go next week.
Thank you. All right, after Cancer comes Leo. So Leo, what is it that your courageous heart needs to hear for the weekend ahead? Just clearing the deck. What it is that our Leos need to hear. Here we go. All right, we get a moon and a 5 of Pentacles reverse. All right, this can be coming out of a confusing time. This can be coming out of a time that has been financially tough. This can be leaning into the mystery. You know, the moon, there can be a lot of deception around, or delusion or illusion, and not really knowing what's there. And a lot of us are uncomfortable living in that space of what's next, you know? And so just know that this is a time to lean into the mystery, Leo. This is a time to lean into the mystery instead of shy away from it or get mad about it or get mad by it. If you feel like, you know, the cosmos aren't hearing you, or if you're feeling unseen, or that you're not able to just really get out in front of the world in the way that you want to, this is about leaning into the mystery, looking for synchronicities, you know, noticing what you're really aware of. And that's how I would interpret that.
Oh my gosh, I pulled keys in a tree.
Ooh.
So look at this beautiful, like, kind of tower, and there's an elephant at the top in a cage, but the bars are very thin. And there are keys in the trees. So to me, this is also like seeking creative solutions, finding like looking for signs and signals, like just what you were saying about the solution may be somewhere unexpected. So stay open for what the universe is sharing with you, and be okay with the mystery. I think is a great message. Yeah.
The key might be in a tree for a reason.
Yes. Yeah. It's not meant to be right on in front of your face. Yeah.
All right. And after Leo comes Virgo. Let's just clear the deck for our Virgo friends and see what it is that they need to hear. A little cosmic advantage for the weekend ahead for our Virgos. Okay. All right, I get the Judgment card reversed and the Magician again. So the Magician making a second appearance here. So this is like, you know, if you look at the Judgment upright, a lot of times this is about rolling away the stones, having life after death, that new cycle. It happens to be reversed here with the Magician. And so I'm just going to take a hunch, Virgo, and say, is there something that you hung on to a little bit too long? Is there something that's kind of over and you're like still trying to hang on to it? Maybe not, but it feels like there's something that we just haven't quite let go of. That is the Magician's coming forward to say, hey, you can do this. You know, there's magic here too. You can tap into that magic, that earth magic, and grow something new. Another way you can look at the Judgment card is really standing ready with your amends. You know, if you have any apologies to make, this is a good time to clear the slate and get that tabla rasa in your heart going. Because sometimes the Judgment card reminds us where, you know, if we're upset at somebody else, that maybe we too have caused that or been part of that or done that at some pattern or some level. So seeking some emotional relief by taking responsibility and making amends in your own heart or with others when needed can be one interpretation.
And I pulled Rose Garden, which I think is perfect for Virgos, because Virgo is an earth sign. So this is a call maybe to connect with nature this weekend. It could be really wonderful for you, as well as thinking about, you know, roses are beautiful, just like life, but there are thorns which prick us. And like what Tiffany was saying, like what you were saying about, you know, knowing when it's time to move on, even though it may hurt. Yeah.
I had this one journal entry about rose bushes. I can't remember where I got this from. You guys might know it, but it's thank God my thorn bush has a rose. You know?
Yes. Yes, I love that.
All right, Virgos. So just remember your thorn bush has a rose. You know?
Your sensitivity around whatever's, you know, hurting.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so let's clear for Libra. What is it that our Libra friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some simple, straightforward advice or guidance. Okay. All right, Libras. This is very interesting because each of the sets have been kind of this juxtaposition. And maybe I should have just drawn one card. But we get the Seven of Swords reversed and the Ace of Pentacles here, or coins. And so I love getting the Ace of Pentacles because that's when you get to start a new job, when you get new income coming in, when you have a fresh start, almost like you have realigned your self-worth in such a way that the universe rises to meet you and say, yes, open the door, launch that thing, you know, go forward. It's a yes card for sure. And it feels really rooted and grounded in your own experiences. It's a card of, you know, feeling worth it. And yet we've got the Seven of Swords. It happens to be reversed, so that's good. The Seven of Swords is about deception and cheating and lying and things that like just aren't true for you. So I would say, have you overcome a period that hasn't felt true for you? You know, are you coming more into alignment with something that feels truer for you? And how quickly can you let go of the things that don't feel good? Can you see what does feel in alignment and then notice what doesn't feel in alignment? That's maybe how I would work with that, because it does look like there's something very, very good for you if only you're willing to be free from the stuff that's weighing you down, right?
I pulled Sea Witch. So I'm going to go back and talk about Venus again. So Venus rules the sign of Libra. And since
Oh, we can't hear you. No, I know you're talking about since November.
oh,
there you are. You're back.
I wonder what happened. Sorry. Yeah. So since last November, when Venus went into Capricorn, it's been like this buildup where she had these 3 like tough conversations with Pluto. So things were really being unearthed for Libras because Venus rules the sign. And then there was the retrograde, and just recently she got freed from what we call besiegement, where she was in between a rock and a hard place, Mars and Saturn. So on Tuesday, on the 5th, Venus goes into Pisces, where she's exalted, where she can do her Venusian thing. So I think all of us should have like a little mini party, but especially Libras, because they've been under a lot of stress and strain with this so it's like a new start again, where you may feel just like a sense of innocence, wonder, and joy in your own life again.
Yeah, that new foundation, you know, that new foundation that the Ace of Coins brings too. So I know we're excited about Venus moving into Pisces, but I also see that Mars is creeping in too. So I want us to enjoy that time when she gets the house to herself. You know what I mean? It's not until later in the month, but I'm thinking about that too. It's like we might have another crowded house at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So celebrate while we can.
Yes.
All right, let's clear for after Libra is Scorpio. What do our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? Okay. All right, Scorpio gets a 10 of Swords and an Ace of Cups reversed. Very interesting still going on. So this 10 of Swords, right? This is very Uranian energy. This is lightning bolt information. This is clarity, certainty, ahas. The 10 of Swords and other decks looks a little bit more piercing when you have overthought things or overcomplicated things or made things a little bit too difficult. Sometimes you can feel attacked, right? Sometimes you can feel like misunderstood or not heard correctly, you know, and you're in somebody else's projection field. So the 10s are always about coming to a culmination, a completion of something. The swords are in the mental realm too. So maybe you are coming to a sense of completion with something. Maybe you're taking a test in your master beekeeping program like I am, right? Maybe you're finishing a book. Maybe you're completing a series, something like this. The Ace of Cups reverse indicates a broken heart. And I for sure have had a lot of sadness the last couple of weeks. So I can really relate with this. So if you're going through a period of sadness, you know what they say, if you're going through hell, keep going. And if you're in your mind about something, can you get out of it? Can you, let the mind rest really and let the heart grieve and just be in your process, you know?
I pulled Protective Nest, which to me really feels like, yeah, having some self-protection, maybe mothering yourself a little bit, Scorpio. And yeah, there's been like a clearing. The South Node is in Scorpio. So there may be things you're just needing to release from your life to bring in new things. And it may feel like heartbreak, but yeah, just take care of yourself, I would say.
And listen to your moon and rising sign so you can get a happier read, right? All right. Well, in my case, I'm both. It's all Scorpio. So let's clear for our Sages and see what our Sagittarius could use by the way of guidance, card reading from your friends, astrology by Celeste and Tiffany at Wise Guys. Let's see. All right. Sag. All right, the Sun reversed and the Magician. So I feel like a lot of us are needing that Magician card. You guys see how much I shuffle, and yet it still pops out, and it pops out with different cards and different players. The Sun reverse can be like when we've forgotten to shine, or when we have become exhausted, or when we're not taking advantage of opportunities that are coming our way. So I would say, is there some self-sabotage going on? Just a little bit, is there a little bit of self-sabotage going on? Are you just not in the mood? Are you just not in the mood to do something? Do you need a little bit more rest, like horizontal feet up time, to be able to access that inner magician? So this isn't a bad omen. It's not a bad sign. It's just like, look, if the sun was upright, this is about, yes, go forward, take advantage of opportunities, make hay while the sun shines, right? But it's reversed. And so I feel like you could feel like you're missing out on something, or you might be overlooking something that's actually pretty good for you, So keep your eyes open.
So I pulled Night Ride. So you see this elephant with these two owls on top of it. And I see this, I get the sun a lot when I get the message of be playful. So to me, this like is grab a friend or your partner and like do something fun this weekend is what this is saying to me. Yeah. And I love that the Magician keeps coming up because we have an Aries new moon. And this is a time to set intentions for what we want to manifest in our own lives. So you can just do a new moon ceremony tonight, or you can grab a friend and go out and lighten up, be playful, and yeah.
And don't miss, the forest for the trees, right? Like don't miss the good stuff that's in front of you. That was a big theme for the Akashic Records April reading. If you guys are in our membership, that was a big theme. And then April, even while she was doing the reading, an owl landed in her yard while she was doing the reading. And then you had the owl on those cards.
Wow.
I've heard an owl in our yard. My beekeeping teacher told me based on the sound, it was a great horned owl, but I haven't seen it yet. So lots of interesting owl totems popping up.
Yeah, wisdom. Owls are something of wisdom.
All right, let's clear. After Sag is Capricorn. What do our Cappies need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance. Well, I've got 2 5s. This is the swords and the cups, so this can be grief. This can be beating yourself up about something. This can be internalizing something. This can be feeling emotions that aren't necessarily even yours to feel, but having the weight of it. I'm not going to leave you hanging with 2 5s. So look, here's a 2 of Wands for clarification. So Capricorn's needing to make a decision, feeling like that pulled in 2 directions. Feeling kind of cornered in some ways, feeling like the decision that you're making isn't possible for it to be a win-win, right? So sometimes we have to make decisions and move forward, because if not, we get stuck in the grief and the confusion, and it weighs us down. It weighs everybody down. So I would say if you're feeling some lack of clarity or lack of energy, it feels like this is kind of a card of sadness. And so I just want to honor that too, wherever you are in your process. You don't have to make a decision quickly, right? I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying, looks like there's something brewing for you. And once it is decided, once it is clear for you, I think you're going to have relief and feel a lot better.
Yeah. And I pulled the Observer card. So before you make your decision, maybe step back and take a bird's eye view and try to like see all sides. And then, ask the universe for guidance.
And wait to respond. You can just watch. You don't have to feel it. Right?
Yeah.
Those pesky emotions sometimes, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's clear for our Aquarius friends. Just tapping in, visualizing the Aquarius symbol, and asking what it is that our Aquarius need to hear. Aquarius, a lot going on in your sign. We've got Saturn and Mars coming together in your sign. We've got the Princess of Cups and the King of Wands here for you, Aquarius. So this could be two people in your life. You know, this could be a mood you need to take on, an archetype you want to step into. And the tone here of the Princess of Cups and the King of Wands combined can be, childish, which is good, like childlike wonder, like looking at the world with innocence and hope, seeing what's possible, right? Rose-colored glasses. We've got the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction going on right now, that one every 12-year cycle that's happening in Pisces, right? That's very Queen of Cups feeling, very artistic, very cultural, very, it's all going to be okay type of a feeling. And then yet we've also got this King of Wands. And so this is about taking action on what you know to do, so it feels like Aquarius, there's a moment of truth. You've got some hope, and there's something that you need to do about it. So this is not about sitting still and relaxing. This is about being in action, having an active weekend. So just go forward with caution because of that Mars and Saturn conjunction going on in your sign. I feel like Mars pierces and Saturn is about borders. And so there could be a feeling of invasion, even a feeling of inflammation going on. And that King of Wands has a tendency to come across very loud, right? So just watching how you're coming across could be another way to interpret that energy.
Yeah, and I pulled Lorelei. So as you can see, she's a mermaid sitting on this rock, and she has board that's connected to this ship, and she can like just pull it and make it capsize, or like she has a measure of power over it. But she also has responsibility. So this to me is the Mars Saturn. So really, really, really watch your energy. It perfects on the 4th, and Mars transits build, and just make sure the actions you take, take action deliberately, not impulsively, because keep the consequences in mind and your responsibility for what you do.
That's a great way to tie all that together. I love that card.
I know.
There is great responsibility, there with it, as there are with the King cards too. All right, last but not least, let's check in for our Pisces friends. All of our Pisces looking for a little extra insight, guidance, love from above. What do our Pisces need to hear for the weekend ahead? All righty, we got a 5 of Pentacles reverse and a 10 of Swords. So again, that similar to what the Scorpios got, this very eclectic Uranian aha moment, certainty, understanding something. It all comes together. All of a sudden, it makes sense. You've been studying and studying and studying, and then one line, it all just comes together for you. If you're feeling it on the darker side, right, with this 5 of Pentacles reverse, it could be like overcoming worry about money. You could be really, suffering, causing yourself to suffer about fear of the unknown, fear of what hasn't gone well, instead of focusing on what has gone well, right? So I would say this 10 of Swords, this looks like you've been through the ringer about something, but I feel like you're on the cusp of that aha moment. And maybe for you, it's happening during this Jupiter Neptune conjunction. And maybe it's happening for you in this eclipse that we're having. So just don't give up until you see the miracle, you know, just keep going.
Yeah, and I pulled White Rose of Hope, which I think alive, be optimistic. Yes, Pisces, this is a wonderful time for you with Jupiter and Neptune. If you can, you know, not get drowned, don't drown in the waters. Use it for optimism, having faith, having hope, and Venus is coming. So your sign is just, the benefics are in your sign. So yeah, in a sense, new beginnings. This Aries new moon is, oh, it can be just a wonderful time to just like connect into your consciousness, your higher consciousness, your inner wisdom, and let the magic reveal itself. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take one last card, a universal card for anybody who felt like they got missed or it didn't hit for them. Let's just take one card that we can get for the collective, for anybody watching, anybody seeking. Two fell out, so I'm going to just shuffle again. All right, a universal card here under our Aries New Moon. I just can't get away from this card. All right,
I think you should put on the second one.
Okay, I'll pull a second
Two.
one. All right, here we go. We get the Emperor. All right, sorry. Here you go. The Emperor.
Perfect.
And the Empress. Interesting. So I feel like there's the divine masculine and the divine feminine there. Maybe your aha moments are coming in as a blending or merging of the action and the receptivity. You know, this is about being the boss of your own life, taking some authority back into your own hands. And this card's about creating and nurturing and working very fertile ground, right? So I would say we are in very fertile ground right now. So what is it that we can, you know, have that aha moment about and co-create? I like that you had me pull two, because those two together I think are very sweet.
It's perfect. And I pulled Mermaid's Love. So that reflects the Emperor and the Empress, like the partnership, the yin and the yang, the activity. And the Emperor is also the card for Aries. So we have an Aries new moon and Empress Venus. Venus is getting ready to move back into a Pisces, her exaltation. So I think this is their one create magic, create what you want in your life. Don't miss out on setting your intention. And I recommend updating your vision board this weekend.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
Aries new moon energy. It's the first year, a new astrological year.
You're breaking up a little. So you're saying it's the something of the astrological year, but I want to hear what you said. The first moon?
The first new moon of the astrological year.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder what's going on.
I don't know. It's like you're there and then you're not.
Oh no, this is a brand new microphone.
I don't know. But it's cool. We got that. Thank you so much for helping, you know, do Free Tarot Friday today. And I'm just, I'm going to take your advice and update my vision board, which starts with inner vision, right? It doesn't have to be a big, huge art project. I can just start with my inner vision and I can focus, right? Like Aries new moons help us focus. Sometimes that we need those blinders on to get something done. It's the moon of I am, right? It's okay to choose something for yourself. You know, it's okay to choose something for yourself under this moon. So thank you, Celeste. And guys, please come back, join the membership at wiseskiescollective.com, $22 a month. Celeste is going to look at your chart if you come to the live class and tell you how she thinks that the eclipse might be affecting you, right? She's written a beautiful article for everybody, and you can find her at astrologybyceleste.com. And anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I also did a YouTube video about the new moon, so you can see that on YouTube, Astrology by Celeste on YouTube. And okay. Yeah,
I'll link it up in the top.
And I do live Instagrams every Sunday and Monday, so you can catch me there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad to start my day with some Celeste and bringing tarot and astrology into the day. And I've been looking forward to it. Thank you for saying yes and being here with us. I know that the collective really loves your energy, and what you have to contribute, what you have to say means so much to us. So I'm so grateful. And guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Tiffany. It's been a pleasure as always.